Okay, traders, we're looking at the dollar CAD. So a couple of things about this. We have an alert here on the daily time frame, the 1D. It's overextended, and I'm always looking for the pullback into equilibrium. We don't see that yet. It's trading into a previous weekly and a previous monthly key level, and it's taking out liquidity that's resting above these highs, liquidity pool. Generally, when it trades into a level like this, these orders pair with these orders, and we usually see a pullback. Now, it's Friday, end of the week. Generally, what I'm looking for on Friday is something like this. Okay, let's just call it a bearish candle. And look, I'm not saying that this is the high because it could travel up a bit higher, but at some stage it's going to reach the high and then most likely pull back. And then Monday comes along, and let's say it's bullish. We get another, okay, a bit of a double whammy. So just watch out for the possibility that that happens. So I'm going to be looking for a trade opportunity, given that this is overextended. And generally when we see this indicator down the bottom here, we usually see some kind of movement afterwards. It can take time with the daily, but if we go back, mark up these, see this green here, okay, bullish pullback, okay, see what we got after that. Now, it doesn't have to be a significant pullback. Well, it won't always be significant, but if you look at the low here to this high, that's okay on the lower time frame. Just have a look back. Yeah, so this will pick the lows, and generally, we'll see it retrace. So that's on the daily time frame. And again, it could take 2 or 3 days to happen. But let's just go down the time frames and have a look at it on the 4 hour. So we're getting the signal on the 4 hour as well. Okay, so I'm looking to potentially trade this off that signal. All right, so again, it's trading into, well, this is a previous, actually a daily order block. Let's take that out for a second. And let's change the candles. All right, so you can recognize this bearish order block back here, this green candle. All right, so that's a bearish order block, daily and 4 hour time frame. You can see how it's reacting around this level. Have a look at this here. Okay, this red signal. Okay, alert bearish pullback. And we had one back here as well. So let's just have a look at these. All right, sometimes it's not a significant pullback. So this one didn't really deliver much of an outcome, but this one did. Pretty significant. So I like to pay attention to these indicators like this green one here, look, for example, bullish pullback. Yeah, they're worth paying attention to. Look, bearish. So you see where I'm going with this. Yeah, the other one was here. All right, so look, that's the 4 hour. What I'm going to be looking for will be the 1 hour and the 30-minute to start breaking down. Generally, when you see these signals here on the 4 hour and the daily, come into the 1 hour. And what I'm going to be looking for here, yeah, see how it's starting to look like it wants to break down? And look, it could hold here and rally for all I know, right? But if we see, this is the 1 hour chart, this trend track multi on the 1 hour, and I'll keep an eye on the 30-minute as well. Just have a look and see what happens when it shifts between the red and green zone. Okay, red turns green. That was pretty significant. Green turns red. Okay, so, you look for the pullback. That was nice. All right, so we're just going to use these indicators. By the way, here's the thing. Fib retrace, swing high, swing low, come in on that pullback. Red turns green. Look, see that? So this 1 hour, and again, you want to trade it on the 1 hour if you're looking for the 1 hour signals, but just come back in on that pullback and get involved with this rotation. Stop under the previous low, long position. Even if you got in here, stop under that low here. Anyway, green turns red. Sometimes it's short-lived, like back here, but there's no. You want to be running with this when there's signals on the higher time frame. Otherwise, don't just take these shifts between green and red willy-nilly, okay? All right, so like for example, with the 4 hour, there were significant shifts. All right, so here's 2 things we can look at, and I'll explain something to you. All right, so we've got a bearish pullback here, okay, and a bearish pullback here, and I'll show you the difference on the 1 hour time frame. We'll just have a look at these 2 eyeballs. So going back to the 1H, look for the eyeballs. All right. This shift here from green to red. So we want that because we've got the alert, this is the alert on the higher time frame. So we then come into the 1 hour and we're looking for that. Now, this alert here on the higher time frame, look, it doesn't shift from red to green, green to red here. So there's no trade. We leave that alone. So hope that makes a lot of sense. So, the 4 hour daily big signals with the 1 hour lower time frame entry, that works. And you could go with another setup with this would be the 4 hour and the 1 hour signals, and then looking for a 30-minute entry. Anyway, I'm looking for this now on the higher time, this 1 hour time frame to turn red. So what I can do is just set up Trend Track Multi. I can set this alert here, 3 dots, add alert, and I want the bearish alignment once per bar. That's it, create, right? So when this shifts red, that's the opportunity. Possibly we get a bit of a pullback. A couple of things to note. We've got a imbalance here. This is a bullish imbalance. It's one-sided trading. Okay, a balance area, for those if you don't understand what that is where you see a balance of buying and selling activity. Doesn't have to be horizontal. That can be a balance area. And then an imbalance is one-sided where it breaks out and it creates a space where there's no candle left and right. So that's a bullish imbalance. The market will look potentially to rebalance. Hence, the idea to come back down. And it's looking for liquidity. It's already eaten up liquidity big time up here with these levels. Where is their liquidity now? Right here. So it just makes sense that it possibly pulls back. Maybe today, end of the week, but that could be an opportunity. Hey guys, so that's the dollar CAD possible sell opportunity if it sets up. Okay, you want to see this start to break structure. And that'll happen if we get that. I'd love it if you commented, and also, if you haven't already, jump on board our 14-day free trial. Over to my website, anthonyfx.com, 14-day trial, there it is here. Try it. It'll cost you $0. And this is, honestly, guys, seriously, there's nothing like this anywhere available today. This is really unique. And if you think this is for you, that's all I'm asking. Just shout me lunch once a month. And you have full access to, I've been trading for 20 years or more, actually, more than 20 years. So I think I've got a bit to offer. Take what's useful and leave the rest. All right, guys, with that, hope you have a great day. Safe trading, and see you in the next one.